Trash talking begin. Brandon Marshall and D'Angelo Williams sure are not pouring praise for Patriots coach Bill Belichick. Earlier in the week, Williams responded to a tweet about Belichick owning Pittsburgh with his own. Let me share this with you. No, he owns most seasons / Super Bowls with questionable tactics in securing the win, a.k.a. cheating, from what I'm told. Only Tom Brady likes the head coach, so no thank you. I'm happy where I am. And then on Tuesday, Brandon Marshall responded to a Twitter question. Does Belichick haunt your dreams with, quote, I own him? Marshall has 787 yards and 5 TDs in 10 career games against the Pats. Skip, what do you make of the Belichick attacks?
Stephen A., who knows? Maybe Brandon Marshall and D'Angelo Williams are watching First Take. Is that possible? Because I'm right there with them. I'm sure Brandon Marshall saw what happened at the Jets. Remember that game when Tom Brady led a late, great touchdown drive? Then the Patriots won the overtime coin flip, and Bill Belichick opted to take the football out of Tom Brady's hands and give it to the Jets, who promptly went down and ended the football game. They saw that. Brandon Marshall saw that. I think every one of these players saw what happened a year ago. Remember the week before the Super Bowl last year when Belichick called his own news conference? Remember the My Cousin Vinny news conference? And he basically said, don't ask me. I don't know anything about deflated footballs. You got to ask the quarterback. Ask the quarterback. And what did the quarterback proceed to do? He said, watch this. And he fought City Hall. For months on it, he fought and fought and fought and finally fought the NFL in its own backyard in Manhattan. And he won. I know they're appealing, but I think they'll lose that because Tom Brady won. And I think it impressed the heck out of players around the league. And I think they're starting to see that Bill Belichick is in part, maybe large part, a product of the great Tom Brady. That maybe Brady has made Belichick far more than Belichick has made Brady. So I think it's open season on Bill Belichick now, and I kind of like it.
Was Bill Belichick and Bill Parcells a product of Lawrence Taylor?
I guess you could say in part.
What about Sean Payton being a product of Drew Brees?
Sean Payton, a product of Drew Brees? He was the play caller. Bill Belichick doesn't call plays.
What about Big Ben Roethlisberger? What about Bill Cowher or Mike Tomlin to some degree being a product of those guys?
I'm sure there's something to be said for that, except everybody says Bill Belichick is the greatest coach ever.
What about Andy Reid being a product? What about Andy Reid being a product of Donovan McNabb?
No.
Really?
Well, Andy's the play caller. Again, Belichick is all defense, no offense.
I'm saying to you, Skip Bayless, that, of course, the coach is a product of players, because if players can't play, there's nothing the coach can do. Every coach worth his salt would admit that openly, without hesitation. They don't mind. We understand it. But what's bad about the Brandon Marshalls of the world, and to a lesser degree about the D'Angelo Williams of the world, you can talk all of this stuff about Bill Belichick all you want to. Skip Bayless, you cheating all of this time? Because guess what? I'm looking at a Bill Belichick, and I'm seeing since 2001, 11-5 record, 1-9-7 season, 2-10-6 seasons. Everything else is 11-5 or better. You understand? We're talking about 4 Super Bowl titles. We're talking about 6 or 7 different trips to the AFC Championship game. I understand that Tom Brady has a lot to do with that because he's the quarterback and he's a star, and we get all of that. But when you consider the structure surrounding him, defensive players, other offensive players, special teams, the way other coaches there are held accountable. Josh McDaniel, we rave about him. How did he do as the head coach of Denver? Romeo Crennel, we raved about him when he was there. How did he do when he became the head coach in Kansas City? Charlie Weis, who I love dearly, was the former offensive coordinator in New England. How did he do when he was the coach at Notre Dame and then when he coached in Kansas in college?
Okay, so what's the point? They're all products of Brady, right?
I'm saying to you is that yes, they're products of Brady, but they're also products of Bill Belichick. There's something to be said about the leadership that he's able to provide. I'm not saying it myself. I am saying that I can't find, whether it's McGinnis, whether it's Bruschi, or a host of other players who have played, Ty Law and others. It doesn't matter. People who have played for Bill Belichick, they always revere Tom Brady. They never deny the ninja, his greatness. But they also point out that Bill Belichick is elite at what he does. The level of respect that a guy like Brandon Marshall, who has never sniffed a Super Bowl, or D'Angelo Williams, I believe that if he played, the Steelers might have won and could have potentially gotten to the Super Bowl, but he didn't. It's just alarming to me. I understand that Bill Belichick ain't perfect, and I get that. And I know that people have their questions about him. But the absence of respect that you guys are willing to give him is incredibly insulting. This man deserves more than you're giving him. Period.
Okay, just for the record, was not Belichick convicted during Spygate?
Yes, he was.
He was. Were
Yes,
there
he
not
was.
accusations leveled against Belichick by his first two Super Bowl opponents, the Rams and the Panthers?
Yes, can I
Remember
respond to that?
Unproven accusations, but leveled nonetheless.
They're unproven.
Yeah.
The Spygate was proven. Spygate was proven in week 2 of that NFL season. Skip Bayless, week 2, which means there's no way he could have done something after that because everybody was watching him.
Okay.
What did he proceed to do? They went 16-0. Then they went to the Super Bowl before losing to the New York Giants because Strahan and Justin Tucker, those boys, had Tom Brady tap dancing in the pocket like the late, great Gregory Hines, God rest his soul. The point is that they went 18-0.
You just had to
Come
bring that
on
up.
now. Come on now.
Yeah.
While everybody was watching them.
Yeah.
18-0.
And
they went 11-5 with Matt Castle as their quarterback. Something's got to give.
I know, but what you missed was that Psycho Tom used Spygate as his motivation to get to 18-0, right? He did. They were on a mission.
You need to do a
Next
sit down with
subject.
him.
Next subject. You
sit
just
down.
want to disrespect Bill Belichick.
No,
That's all.
Listen.
The man
you
is
just
great.
wanted to bring up that
The
Super
man
Bowl.
is great.
All I know is
The man is
together
great.
they have created a dynasty, and they're both fantastic, just like
They're
you
both,
two little
yeah.
sweethearts.
Go
Group
ahead.
hug. Let's come in.
Moderate,
Group hug.
mediate. It's okay.
Switzerland right here.
Yeah.
You need
I'm
it,
not
people.
that. I'm not forget.
Okay. All right, let's talk about your other beloved team. That would be the Spurs. They kick off
They're
their
back.
second half of the season, against the Clippers.
Boban.